I'm here with All Ego Ethan Page. It's episode 41 of the Bitter Boys Club. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. We're almost at 50.
We're almost at 50, which is almost 52, which would mean a year. So it's coming. That's good news. You're back from New York, obviously. You're
No longer lost.
yeah. That's probably the biggest thing coming out of the weekend that I imagine people want to hear about is how that whole experience was.
For sure. And I'm all about talking about it.
But that wasn't it. I mean, there was an Alpha One show.
Yep.
I was given homework last week for Alpha One matches to watch, which
did you complete it?
Yeah, in true homework fashion, I completed that right up against the deadline. I watched those two matches about 20 minutes ago. Finished up.
That's kind of funny.
Well, I thought about it earlier, but then I was like, you know what? I'm going to push that off to the last minute because then they'll be fresh in my mind. Because
yeah, sure. I'm sure that's why.
Well, no, because otherwise I would have watched Janela's show. I was at the Black Label Pro show. Then there was the NXT. Then there was SummerSlam. Then there was Raw. Then there was SmackDown. So I've watched like so much wrestling that if I would have watched those last week when we finished recording, they might as well have never happened.
Fair enough.
So yeah, let's talk about this past weekend. How was the experience, I guess?
It was great. So Friday night we had the show in New York. Joey Janela's lost in New York, and it was wild. Took me about 10 hours to get there. Had to drive solo there and back. That was a nightmare. And then, like bitter son of a bitch, I took a show in the daytime because my wife got us concert tickets for Saturday night, and I was like, I'm a worker. I gotta wrestle. So I took a daytime show. So the show started at 1:30. Now I had to drive 7.5 to 8 hours home. But
Okay.
I made it work. It was, you know what I would love to talk about on this week's episode?
Sure.
How fucking burnt out I am.
Okay.
Because, God damn it, I am fucking burnt out. Like, so burnout. Oh my God, it's incredible. Like, I'm ready to just give it all up, man. Like, during the week, I'm working constantly with Alpha One, like constantly. Having 2 towns, now 3, trying to make it all work. I do all the graphics with Powerbomb. I try and edit the shows as fast as possible, which is like, you run the show, you come home, you put the teaser together, you put it up to get people excited about watching the show. Then you got to edit the show. So I edit it all myself. Then I got to export the show. Then I got to make sure the show gets to Powerbomb quick. Then I got to make sure the file's good. It's just like, like never ending. And now we got this other show coming up in 2 weeks. I've got my personal career. I've got a kid. I've got a wife. I got to make sure my wife gets to do stuff too. Like, I don't want her just stuck in the house. Make sure she's able to go to jiu-jitsu class and stuff like that. So it's fucking never ending, man. Constantly.
I mean, I guess that's making wrestling your full-time job, is you're going to burn out like any other full-time job. But yours just involves a ridiculous amount of travel on top of it.
Yeah, so like just this weekend. So Friday morning I left my house. It was like 6:30 in the morning. I got to Janela's show. It was like 3:30. I made some personal stops, but nothing over like 30-40 minutes in total. So I ended up doing that. Whatever. And then get to the show. Everything's great. I'm like the 8th segment on the show, so we're on late. Everyone is going over their time, so our time gets cut. We're the only professionals that actually cut our time, and I'm pretty sure that's why Joey's match was, I was reading online, was a little less than people were expecting, and it's not their fault. It was like, imagine flying him in from Japan, to get told from the venue that if the show's not done by 11, we're shutting the lights off.
Yeah, that's weird. That's also asking for a weird, like, everybody trashing your venue kind of bullshit. Like,
yeah, but they also don't understand the insanity of professional wrestling.
right.
Like they don't get it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what was going on. So then we're up right before Joey. So we had like a 10-minute match planned, and we chopped it down to pretty much 5 minutes. It was not a long match at all. So I drove 10 hours to have a 5-minute match. Good thing is, got in good with the management of GCW, obviously, for being a professional and still delivering while also shaving time. The match that followed, obviously, they had to cut time, and then the main event had as much time as they could have, and it's just not fun. It's not the best.
I mean, the reception that I saw to your match, though, was mostly positive, so there's that at least.
Yeah, no, and like I liked it too. Who knows? Maybe if we had more time, we would have overstayed our welcome. It's possible. I'm not saying that.
No, I get it.
As a knock against Penelope.
Everyone else on the show that overstayed their welcome.
Oh yeah, I didn't mean that, but I mean also yes. Because yeah, well, whatever. Let's get past this.
Yeah, but I mean, I think I saw Janela react the next day mentioning, if people thought that a show that he's putting together is going to be filled with a ton of, work rate matches and everything, they're crazy, and that he's booking for basically teenage him, which, yeah, makes total sense. The thing is, there have been some good matches on the previous 2 spring breaks, don't get me wrong, but they're not a thing because it's like, oh, you're going to get, nothing but 4 and 5-star matches. It's that they're like crazy spectacles. So,
yeah, and it gives, honestly, what my favorite thing in professional wrestling is, and that's moments.
Yeah, there's huge weird, like, they're either big moments or weird moments, or it's something that is at the very least memorable. So,
and I think that's our job as professional wrestlers, to draw out that emotion and create those moments. It's supposed to be memorable. It's a fake fight. It's fake. Like, we choreograph it. If it's not memorable, it's shit.
Yeah, like, there's probably, I don't know, a few hundred people, I think, that Nick Gage could have a quote-unquote better match with than Sabu. There's not many people he could have had a better moment with than Sabu.
Dude, they had someone bail last minute and found Sabu as a, like, last-minute Hail Mary. This is our replacement. We hope you like it. And I think, dude, there's a spot in the match where Sabu does the leg drop onto the back of his effing head through a door. It was crazy. I was like, oh, Nick Gage is dead for sure.
I mean, Nick Gage has already been dead, so I think he's...
he was legally dead.
Yeah, so I think he's...
That's true.
He might have achieved some sort of zombie status, so...
Yeah.
But no, that was a fun show. I mean, and then Janela almost missed the Black Label Pro show. Like, he got there, like 20 minutes before the match happened because of flight.
Like, dude, that was some Ric Flair level shit that he pulled off.
Yeah, did you watch the match with D'Lo? Not
yet. I don't want to, like, I'm probably going to watch it at the airport this weekend because Powerbomb TV works great on your phone. You should use it. Powerbomb.tv. Use promo code Alpha1. You can watch it for free for 20 days. But yeah, man, yeah.
So I'm gonna run through the Black Label Pro thing just because they're on Powerbomb. It was live on Powerbomb. Now you can watch the replay. But PCO and Darby Allin basically lived up to everything that I wanted from those two, which is do amazing and stupid things.
Did it because I really want to see. There's 3 matches I really wanted to see. I wanted to see the D'Lo match with Janela. I wanted to see PCO versus Darby, and I wanted to see CW Anderson versus Filthy Tom Lawler.
Okay, first of all, CW Anderson is incredible. Like, he's putting on just consistently solid matches and looks like prime ECW CW Anderson.
Awesome.
So
I'm pumped. I'm probably going to watch the whole show because there's some Canadians on there. So
the Alpha One title is defended on the show. Or the Alpha One tag titles. No one told you the tag titles were defended on the show.
No one told me. I talked to the promoter of Black Label Pro. I go, hey, what the hell? He goes, oh, yeah. They asked me last minute. I said it was okay. And I go, yeah, of course it's okay. Thank you.
That was awesome. I would suggest watching that. It was actually
all right.
Although awesome. I missed the first couple minutes, and I thought it was. It probably looked really weird to anybody who knows who I am and about this show, because I had to step outside for like 2 or 3 minutes, and it was right during the introductions of that, and I walked out the door the second that they said that the match was now for the Alpha One Tag Team Championships.
So you're just like, you look like you're just like, well, fuck this company.
Right.
This is bullshit. I didn't pay for this garbage.
But I just want to throw out there that D'Lo Brown was really good in that match with Joey Janela.
Dude, I'm pumped because as Alpha One announced, we got D'Lo Brown coming in. So I am so pumped.
Some of the God's honest loudest chops I have ever heard in person.
Good.
Yeah, good stuff. Go watch
I'll make sure I team with him instead of wrestle him. Yeah. I'll talk to the booker.
Big old chops. Also just one of those ex-WWE guys that comes in and it's like, oh, you guys have a totally different frame than the vast majority of indie guys.
Dude, he is like, so he agented one of my Ring of Honor dark matches, and it was like the highlight of my career at the time because D'Lo Brown told me that I take an enziguri a unique way and I have great selling. And I was like, yo, this is D'Lo Brown telling me, jabroni scrub guy, that I did something good. And it was the greatest moment of my life. And I have always, as a bucket list thing, wanted to book D'Lo Brown, like always. So that I finally get to do it is amazing, and I gotta thank Black Label Pro because it was because of them.
All right. I mean, it's been since it might have been even the first episode of the show that you brought that up. And you brought it up on one of the Another Way to Get Paid's on FlowSlam. So I know it's been a thing, and now it's happening. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And you have not announced what he's doing yet, right?
Not yet. I don't want to give it away. We've still got 2 more shows until that one.
Okay, that's totally fair.
Yeah. So thanks, Michael. I really appreciate you hooking me up with the email. Michael Blanton, bro. That's BLP Mike.
Yeah. Also, a guy who stayed amazingly cool considering Janela was not there until 20 minutes before that match.
You want to know why it's okay? Because D'Lo Brown was there, and it didn't matter.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure that there were plenty of guys in the locker room who were like, hey, if he doesn't show up, I will gladly wrestle again.
Obviously, he got the match he wanted, which is great. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, I mean, good stuff. Go watch that on Powerbomb. And you should watch Sunday's Alpha One show, which we'll talk about right now.
Let's get to it. Man, okay, so let's go back to being in New York City, if that's okay.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so we get back. So we're back in New York City, Janela show. I got to thank GCW for allowing me to dip out as soon as my segment was done. Got to the back, changed, thanked everybody, and I hit the road. It was like 11 o'clock. I drove through the night straight, no stops other than gas and energy drinks. Got home, slept for 2 hours, woke up so I could see my kid for a little bit, and then I drove to the show. I wrestled in the opening match against a guy named Steve Brown, a friend of mine, and traded him some toys. Went 25 minutes on the fly and went home, changed, showered, drove to Buffalo, stayed on my feet watching a concert. One of the best shows I've ever seen in my entire life, Jay-Z and Beyonce. I will give them props and my wife for buying the tickets. I'm not disappointed that I made that happen. And on the way home, I was like, babe, I can't drive. We're going to die. Can you please drive home? And she took over, and the minute I could close my eyes, I was like a carcass. And I finally ended up getting a little bit of sleep and was totally late for Alpha One. Did not set an alarm. Woke up too late. Showed up too late. The promoter showed up after everybody else for setup, but still made it in good enough time. Things ran extremely smooth, and it was one of the best and most packed crowds we've ever had in Oshawa.
Nice. I have not had a chance to watch the show yet, but I'm going to be very soon. But yeah, I've heard good things, and you did, the usual good job of getting that show up very quickly. So yeah, it's exciting. What stands out on the show? What should people make sure that they see?
Honestly, the opening tag match was kind of just a throwaway tag that ended up being one of my favorite matches on the show. It's Del Bruno and Mark Wheeler. They've been teaming together recently. Obviously, the 60-minute tag match from The Purge. It was them against Cooler House, which is Anthony Green and Gregory Iron. Anthony Green and Greg, as a tag and singles, have both gotten better every single show that I've had them on Alpha One or just seen them at live. And I watched this one live because we attempted to record commentary, but Amazon.com sent me a faulty microphone, so that was $100 down the drain. And the show is just crowd interaction and noise, which honestly I didn't mind it. I just wanted to get it up as quick as possible, but these are the trials and tribulations of running a wrestling show out of your basement and not hiring anyone to do anything for you and just doing it all to yourself so that you go crazy and end up losing your mind.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. And what should you watch on the show? The opening match. There was a three-way on the match that I really, really liked, which was Holden Albright, Josh Briggs, and Kobe Durst. They kill it. And then the main event was absolutely nuts. We gave the main event to BMD and Justin Sane. Their feud has been going on for a while, if you've been following through Powerbomb TV. And they've been putting a lot of work in on the backstage promos and the character. And they had a street fight. We put them on last. We updated the ring. We will be doing more upgrades as the time goes on because we have live streams coming up. So I want to present our company as best as possible. So more investments. Yeah, it's just, this is the perfect time to jump on Alpha One. Like, the perfect time. There's no better time than now. And this show is a great installment. And there was a tweet that came out. Sorry, I'm just rambling, but there's a lot of stuff I just want to get out. So there was a family tweeted at Alpha One, and this was the day that the show came out on Powerbomb, and they took a selfie. It was like, I think two mothers and their kids, and they were like, what are you doing this afternoon? We're watching Alpha One Diamond in the Rough on Powerbomb.tv. And I was like, this is cool. And I recognize them. Like, they're always at the shows in Hamilton, but obviously this show is not in Hamilton. It's about 2 hours away from where they usually watch. But because of Powerbomb, they get to keep up to date, and it's cool to me that people care enough to watch everything so that they don't miss a single beat. And I'm just so happy that we're on Powerbomb now and everyone can watch all of our stuff. And This month is the most views we've ever had, not just on Powerbomb, but realistically ever. The amount of people that have actually watched DVD is at the top. So it's great. Everything's good. As they say, business is good.
Well, and also, I mean, going back to those kids and their moms, at least as a kid, the idea of being able to grow up with this kind of access to wrestling is so crazy to me. Like,
Yeah.
when I was a kid, I would ride my bike to the video store that had like a box with random WWF and some like NWA tapes, and they were 88 cents a tape, but there were like 25, 30 of them maybe, and basically there were two people in the entire city that would rent them. So unless Scott at Tape Machines on Twitter, unless he had rented something, then I was the only other person who could have conceivably rented it. But I was still limited to just those things.
Oh.
So,
hey, I hate to cut you off, but someone's ringing my doorbell at 8 o'clock at night.
cool.
Let's
I
find out who
will
this
edit
is.
this out. Or leave it in, depending.
Oh, this should be interesting. Hi.
Hi, sorry. After I rang the bell, I saw the...
Oh, that's okay.
Do you speak Spanish?
No, I don't speak Spanish.
I think it's maybe I'm confused. Maybe the next door, you don't know?
My wife speaks Spanish.
Oh, your wife?
Yeah.
But she's from Colombia?
Yes.
She is at one?
She's not home right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I saw the flag.
Oh, yeah.
So I say, well, but always I passed by in a hurry. So...
Yeah, I know. She's at like karate class right now. Jiu-jitsu. Yeah.
Because I'm Colombian too, I'm really close.
Oh, okay.
Do you know the family of Colombian?
No.
Jaime and Fresda? No.
No. If you come back during the day, during the week, she'll be home.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay.
Thanks.
Sorry for that.
No, it's okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Oh, that was weird.
Episode 41.
Man, what the hell? that was a stranger that came over.
Okay, let me see if I picked up on this. She saw a Colombian flag, which belongs to your wife, and
But it was on both of our cars.
And she just wanted to come meet someone else who's from Colombia because she's Colombian?
Yes.
Huh, nailed it.
Wow, there you go. You did nail it.
Super weird. And you don't speak Spanish?
No, I don't.
Ah, lazy.
Lazy? I don't want to understand it. I would rather my wife talk shit about me and me not know.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Hey, you want to hear a nice thing Cody Rhodes said about you?
Sure.
So I was interviewing him.
Oh, how'd that interview go? Yeah.
It went well. It's up at cagesideseats.com. It was a perfectly good interview. And a good article, if I say so myself. But I just brought up in passing, like, talking about the 0 hour thing for All In. I was like, yeah, I do a podcast with Ethan Page, and he immediately cut me off and said, I like Ethan Page, man. He's a misunderstood dude. One of the best people I know, just a star human being, and his wife is even cooler than he is. He's a great guy. So there you go.
Oh, that's nice. Thanks, Cody Rhodes.
Although I do like the he's a misunderstood dude.
Yeah, I probably am. I would agree.
In what way do you think you are misunderstood?
I think everyone thinks I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah, I get that. I think also, and maybe he meant the piece of shit thing, but I think a lot of it is that your view on wrestling is very different from standard indie guys' view of wrestling, and that has made a lot of people claim you're basically a piece of shit in the ring. Like, you see it on Twitter, people that are like, oh, that guy sucks, and it's I think because they are looking at the one way of looking at independent wrestling.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, so I just, for once, instead of reading a shitty thing someone said about you, that's a nice thing that that Cody Rhodes said about you.
I'm all about it. I appreciate it. Cody's a very, very nice guy, and I'm very happy for his success with this show.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well.
Yeah, no shit. 10,000 tickets. Get out of here.
Someone said, replying to Joey Janela, that 311 are like the Ethan Page of music.
Yeah, I saw that. I responded. I said, "Oh, that means they're great, right?"
I just had
and
to.
He said, "Yeah, no, that's not what I meant, but sure."
I just had to balance the scales. I can't be gushing praise or anything.
Yeah, I know. It's cool. Bury me. I'm all about it. I live for that.
Okay, but let's go back to the burnout thing.
Yeah, sure. So, I wrestled. I ran the show Sunday, and then I had to edit the trailer, capture the footage, make the DVD, upload it, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm just burnt out.
Right, but we've talked a bunch about the fact that you had your career going really hot after Evolve, and then it cooled off, and we've talked about, why that was and everything, and then you've had things rolling again really hard. Is it, dangerous to get burnt out right now when things are picking back up?
Yeah, it is, but I don't think it'll be an issue because I don't see myself slowing down. I'm just admitting that I'm burning out. I'm not slowing down or stopping at all.
Right, I get that.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, what you do to keep yourself from that affecting.
Well, I currently have a vacation planned for November with my wife and kid, so that's definitely on the list. And I have a couple weekends free that I'm not really pushing to fill up. So,
all right. That makes sense.
I think maybe just being a little more selective with where I spend my time and travel to. But at the end of the day, money's money and wrestling's wrestling. So if it comes, I'll take it. And I'm a whore, so I'm going to burn out.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so let's talk about with that burnout. What is your schedule like this coming weekend? I just want to know what I can expect from Ethan Page next week.
Yeah, so tomorrow I fly out at 8 a.m., which means I have to leave my house around 5. I'm wrestling at Bar Wrestling in California. Then I fly out the next morning to Oklahoma, Tulsa. Tulsa? Is that it?
I mean, that's in Oklahoma, yeah.
Yeah, so that's where I'm going for Compound Wrestling. And then I drive 4 hours, I believe 4 or 5 hours to Texas, where I'm wrestling for Metroplex Wrestling. Then I fly home. I have my kid's baptism right after. Hopefully there's no delayed flight. That'd be great. I do that. Then Monday, I have to organize all of the actual physical DVDs, get the artwork done for that, get them printed, as well as posters for my October event, design and print and do tickets, because the Alpha One show is the following Sunday. But I leave on Thursday to the all-in weekend to film for High Spots all week, as well as do the signing at StarCast. So it's just a clusterfuck of my life right now.
Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, I mean, for as far as weekends go, I mean, hanging out, shooting stuff for the High Spot show, that's got to be at least a little nice as a change of pace.
Oh, it's great. I'm very excited. I only have one actual physical show, which I am going to love just staying up late and talking shit with people.
Do you know who you're doing yet, or is that
Uh,
under wraps?
I know 100% I have ACH. I'd love to do another one with Eddie Kingston and another guest. I've asked Sammy Callahan to do it. He said yes. We'll see if he remembers. Um, I know I've got a couple other ones, other people lined up that are there, but yeah, I'm shooting to film, or I'm shooting to do like 6 or 7 of them. So
All right. Wow. And you have another one coming out, right? Or did the second one drop yet on High Spots?
the second one already dropped. It was Hornswoggle.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It was Kingston, then Hornswoggle, then there's another one that is
Yeah,
coming out.
they just announced next Wednesday or this Wednesday. No, next Wednesday, because today is Wednesday. Oh my god. Next Wednesday, the Besties in the World is coming out.
All right. There we go.
Yeah, so check that out on High Spots Network. Yeah, and we have a bunch more coming. So stay tuned. I'm excited.
Oh, Kobe Durst and Josh Briggs at Black Label Pro. Also, you need to watch.
Really good, right?
Yep.
Makes
So,
me happy.
yeah, you probably should just watch the whole show.
I will. I heard great things.
Yeah, it was a very fun show. And up against NXT, it still drew a pretty good house. So
Good.
good.
They deserve it. That promotion deserves it.
Absolutely. Plus, they like my home promotion now, so I have to wish all good things.
Hell yeah. I mean, that's like the only show you actually go to.
Only one I consistently go to, yeah. So there's that. That'll change soon. You know, baby and all. I don't always want to be gone on the weekend. Who does that to their baby?
Yeah, of course.
Sorry, that was probably too mean. So let's talk
Yeah,
about...
I just that one went right over my head, and then when you brought it up again, I was like, oh, fuck me, okay.
So let's talk about those two matches. Let's talk the homework.
Yeah, please.
All right, so what we had was... See, this is what's bad, is that it's going to take me a second to even remember what I just watched. So there was DJ Z and Jody Fleisch.
Yeah, let's talk about that. How was it?
That was a blast. You know, it's the match you'd expect, but that's not a bad thing. I mean, they're all over the place, and Fleisch's like wall kick flip bit that he does is crazy. And for a guy that, I mean, is kind of pioneering in, you know, in the group of indie guys who did that style. I mean, he's, you know, pretty high up there as far as pioneers go for the modern version of that. And DJZ is very rarely anything other than good. So it's a really enjoyable match, and it's not in a bad way, but it's a very indie match, which compared to Heidi Lovelace and Kobe Durst in the last person standing match, which was the other match that was the homework, and that was from Matt Rats 2, that has like a very Alpha 1 vibe to me, where it's very like small scale WWF Attitude Era brawling.
Yes, that's what I love.
So and that is kind of because you've talked about it before, that is the thing you love, that is like kind of the feel that you go for, and that really captures it, because it's not hardcore like, you know, CZW hardcore, but it's hardcore in like in that Attitude Era style, where it's there's danger, there's weapons, but it's not, you know, it's not a hardcore match with light tubes and shit.
Yeah, but I mean, it gets close enough.
Yeah.
Like they went off.
Yeah, there's a pile driver off of a ladder through a table that
Yep.
was pretty frightening. But even early stuff in that match, like where Heidi takes the crutch and jams it in Kobe's mouth and then, like jams the crutch into the mat. Like, that's really good in like the best way. If of all the Alpha One I've seen, that is the match that if somebody was like, "Oh, recommend an Alpha One match to me," that's the match I would show.
Well, I'm glad because that's why I wanted you to watch it.
Yeah, I'd say the other one would be the Three Stages of Hell, but that's
Then
an
you
awful
need
long
an
match.
hour,
Right?
You need a full hour. Oh, that's so funny.
Plus, the other thing is, if you want to introduce someone to Alpha One, you can do it with a recognizable WWE star and a guy that's a cornerstone of Alpha One.
Yeah, and like someone that deserves more attention.
Yeah, I'm very high on Kobe Durst lately.
Good. I'm glad.
I've seen a lot of good Kobe Durst, and I mean, I don't want to talk about it again because we've talked about it on like 3 episodes, but now that I'm seeing him in more single stuff than before, where I was seeing him in scrambles and, 6-mans and stuff, now I'm realizing how good he actually is.
Yeah. I mean, if I was like, for example, CZW right now, they should be in a rebuilding phase. They're losing the shine on what their company was. Kobe Durst is the guy that just give him time, let him go out there, steal a show. He's not going to cost you a fortune. These are the types of people that companies like that need to put their stock into. I mean, Alpha One is one of those companies, so and he's done amazing things for us. It's just he just needs the opportunity. He needs to stop being put in scramble matches and actually be put into some high-profile stuff.
Yeah, that's like the I don't know what to do with you move, is jamming somebody in scramble matches or 6-mans or whatever, just to be like, I put you on the card, it's cool. Plus, then once you're in those and that's how people are seeing you, then all of a sudden it's like, oh no, he's a scramble guy.
Yep, and you don't want that.
No, God no. So, somebody like Space Monkey can get away with being a scramble guy because he stands out.
Yeah, and he has a gimmick that, you can't really give.
His gimmick is bulletproof.
Sure.
Because
yes.
he's always going to be over with kids. And it's really hard to dislike somebody who does a very good job of wrestling as a monkey.
I 100% agree with you, but as his friend and somewhat weird mentor, I think it's going to cripple him in the long run.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's a very limiting thing as far as... I guess you can't get by on it forever. You can get by on it for a while, but then it's... Oh, another Space Monkey scramble match. Like... It even overrides everyone else in the match. It's not like, oh, all these guys and Space Monkey. It becomes, oh, it's another Space Monkey scramble match.
Yeah, you also can't get good.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. You're just waiting for your chance to get your spots in and move along.
Yeah, and I think with that gimmick too, like he constantly it sucks because he's going to listen to this and he's going to be like, oh, you told me all this stuff in the car. You don't need to talk about it on the podcast. But he kind of uses it as a crutch. Like, how many times can someone slip on a banana peel? How many times can someone work over his tail? It's like eventually, potentially, hopefully, he won't have to wear the mask anymore because of bigger and better opportunities. But by then, he won't even know how to work.
I think the Space Pirates thing might be helpful in that way.
Oh, for sure. And I am all for that.
Yeah, because, I mean, like I said, the tag match at Black Label Pro was good. And that just forces something beyond. But even then, I mean, and I like him, but I can see the. There are times where it's like, all right, now we're obviously in the transition to the banana spot, and yeah, I can see that. I mean, it does. Anything gets old if you see it enough. So
yeah, exactly.
And that's not limited to him by any means. I mean, there was a point where I watched too much Keith Lee over 2 weeks, and it was like, all right, now we're setting up for the pounce. All right, we did the pounce. All right, now he's got to miss the doom salt. Okay, we hit that. So, I mean, it happens with anybody, and especially the more you consume their stuff. But
yep.
But yeah, when you're straight gimmick, like Keith Lee's still Keith Lee. Space Monkey is technically a wrestling monkey. Like that's you gotta keep it fresh, I guess.
Yeah, and like I'm entertained by it. He's a great asset to Alpha One. This is not me talking smack about him. I'm just bringing to light stuff that I've discussed with him before.
Right, but then you go back to the Purge, and there was all kinds of new stuff with the tail, like putting the tax on the tail, and so
right. But that's not scenarios that he put himself in. That's because now it's.
I'm just saying.
Like
I'm just saying it's not a 100% like he has done all the things you can do with this, so move on from it. It's right. Finding new ways to do things,
right?
Given environments or different buildings or different opponents or whatever.
For sure.
But again, that comes with singles matches, tag matches, as opposed to being in a match with 5 other guys where you don't have that opportunity to do anything but get your couple things in.
Yep, that's true. That's very true.
So yeah, that's that. We should talk about homework for next week. Hopefully everybody watched those 2 matches. If they haven't, they should. I think combined it's like 40 minutes of your time for 2 really good matches.
Yeah, and it's not even that long. Like realistically. Like no. You could kill that at work on your lunch break. Yeah. Or don't. I don't want to get you fired, but
yeah, if you're on your lunch break, do what you want.
Yeah. I don't know how long your lunch break is, but I'm assuming it's long enough to watch 2 wrestling matches.
Or 1 a day.
Yeah, there you go. In moderation, right?
Right. All right, so what about next week?
All right, so, man, this is tough because I would love to have you watch older stuff because it kind of forces you to see stuff that we've done in the past. So let me look at powerbomb.tv. I'm going to pull it up right now.
Okay.
All right, powerbomb.tv. Because there's tons of shit on there. Like tons and tons of shit. Not shit as in like bad stuff. Sorry. Tons of stuff. There's 46 events.
Yeah, there's 46 Alpha 1 events. Just Alpha 1.
Just Alpha 1, yeah. You know what I will say? I'm going to put myself over on this one. Game of Throws. It's a show in Oshawa. Myself versus Mark Wheeler. So put that one on homework, and I'll give you one more.
All right. I think we can handle 2 matches.
I think so. All right, that one, and then Wrestlers Gone Wild.
Okay.
No. Nope. Wait. Unless I want you to watch. Oh, this is tough. Scratch the Mark Wheeler match.
Okay, scratched.
Kobe Durst versus Eddie Kingston from a show called Marvelous.
Okay, I'm into that. Big Eddie Kingston fan, so that's good.
And in Mortal Kombat 5, the main event, dog collar match.
Okay.
Ricky Shane Page versus Gregory Iron.
Every time you say that, you do this little laugh.
Yeah, because it's legit insane.
Oh, let me ask you, because I haven't watched this. I just keep seeing it come up when I go into recently added on Powerbomb. What is Alpha 1 Aftermath?
Oh, so as a businessman, I come up with these ideas. My big thing right now is trying to convince our audience that shows up live to pay for a subscription. And I figure the only way they're going to do that is if there's legitimate exclusive content that helps them enjoy Alpha One more, other than just the events that are out of town. So there is an aftermath show after the Purge that leads you into Diamond in the Rough. So before you watch Diamond in the Rough, check out the aftermath show. They're all going to be around 10 minutes or less. Wrestlers come and go. It's kind of like a panel style talking smack kind of thing. Matches get announced. Wrestlers find out their opponents. It's just more content for our viewers, and it gives them a reason to be more invested in our characters and stuff like that. So I figured, why not? Everyone's in the building. It's only 10 minutes. Wrestlers can practice their promos and their ad lib and just reacting off each other. So I didn't think it hurt to do it. Check it out. If you're going to watch Diamond in the Rough, I suggest watching it first.
All right, good deal. Yeah, I just kept seeing it pop up, and I was like, I have no clue what the hell that is. So, yeah, you've got stuff like that. You've got all the old Alpha 1. You've got Alpha 1 from just a couple days ago. And Scenic City Invitational Nights 1 and 2 are up now. The Scenic City, Futures Tournament is up. So, I mean, if you're really into Marco Stunt, because he's like the hot thing for the week, there's a bunch of his stuff on there.
That was...
Oh, no, I don't even mean it in a bad way. I'm talking to Marco in a couple days for a feature article. I just mean, like, right now, coming out of Janela's show, he's announced for literally everything. So, not a bad thing, but, you know, he is right now the kind of the hot, oh, you got to see this guy name. That sounded way meaner, but that's only something I'd say about you and a couple other guys.
Yeah, but, like, what did he do?
He's good at flipping. Pretty charismatic. He had that match. I mean, the thing is, I've seen Marco on... I mean, he worked a Black Label Pro show. He's worked SUP for a while and a bunch of other places. I was a little surprised that coming out of the Janela show, it was as big of a Marco Stunt push. I mean, he's been around and impressive for, a minute, and that's no slight to him. I mean, he's a youngster. But yeah, I'm a little surprised at the level of love he got coming out of it, but hey, good for him.
Can I give my theory on his popularity?
Yeah, shoot.
Without sounding like a complete asshole. I think if he had the same exact match he had, but looked like a grown man, he would not have the love that he's having.
Oh, that's definitely a part of the draw of Marco Stunt, is that he looks like, your 13-year-old nephew or whatever.
So I don't know so much as that's a draw as much as people putting him over to make themselves seem like charitable human beings.
I don't think it's that. I mean, he...
That made me sound like the biggest asshole.
Right.
But this is our job. We're supposed to talk about this shit.
Right. No, but the thing is, coming out of the Scenic City Invitational, I mean, he was a name that the people down there were talking about. So, I mean, he got there. I mean, and he had a tiny bit of buzz in that really hardcore, influencer category, which we've talked about before, that those guys can elevate people before they're ready.
For sure. Oh, he killed it. But the thing that sucks is his opponent is not going to get that praise.
Oh yeah, I mean,
And his entire moveset is all the other guy.
oh for sure. I mean, it requires a very competent base.
Yeah, so where's Kyle the Beast at all in?
Oh, he deserves a lot more love than he gets. That guy's so good.
No, I am very happy for Marco. I just wanted to shake it up a bit and, talk about this shit like
Oh no, we've talked about it before.
kind of like journalists, I guess.
Right. We've talked about it before that there are a lot of guys who there's a small circle of internet wrestling Twitter that can push a guy along maybe before he's ready to be at a level. But, the real thing is now, like, Marco's got a series of really big, really visible bookings, and he has the opportunity to prove whether he's the guy to be there or not.
Oh, and he'll do well.
Yeah, he's a talented guy. It's one of those things where he does have some limitations, whether that's fair or not, by being a guy with his size and his look. It's a lot like we talked about with Space Monkey, something that it could run its course for some people.
Yeah.
But we'll see. He's got talent, and he's young, and it's a hell of a start.
I'm excited. I'm excited to kind of work with him and potentially throw him into the 10th row.
Yeah, if Billy Gunn doesn't beat you to throwing you into the 20th row.
Oh my God. Yo, Billy Gunn keeps posting pictures of how jacked he is. It is stressing me out.
Let's see. Billy Gunn.
Go to his Instagram.
I'm working my way there right now. Billy Gunn Instagram. Real Billy Gunn. Holy shit.
Dude.
That's wild.
Right?
Okay, that dude was jacked in WWE, and he's more jacked now.
More jacked.
Wow.
It's nuts. It's fucking nuts.
All right, man. Let's plug our shit and get out of here.
Sure. Yeah. I would love for everyone to go out of their way and watch Diamond in the Rough on powerbomb.tv. We will not be doing a follow along, so just do it yourself. I think I asked too much of Brent to do that.
Well, the thing is, I have a method for us to do it when you're in front of a computer to Skype. There's a much easier way that we can do it than doing it on the phone watching separately. So we can
Perfect.
do this.
We will.
Maybe not this show, but a show down the road.
Yeah, show down the road. Maybe the shortest show I run this year. Or you know what? I'm really excited for this tournament coming up on September 2nd for Alpha One called the King of Hearts. It was just announced today when this comes out yesterday. It was announced yesterday. But anyways, Ricky Shane Page will be defending the Alpha Male title throughout the tournament. So every match will be for the Alpha Male title. 3-round tournament, King of the Ring style. So our main championship will be in a 3-round tournament in one night. So potentially 3 champions could walk out with like 3 different champions. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So right now we haven't announced the brackets. We haven't announced any matches, but all 8 participants have been announced. JT Dunn, myself, Josh Alexander, Gregory Iron, Ricky Shane Page, defending champion, Mark Wheeler, BMD, and Kobe Durst.
All right. Yeah.
So strong field.
I'm a whore for tournaments too, so.
Same, especially when guys have to wrestle more than twice. And I'll admit, to save time and space, I have hoard the tournament out and made the finals a 4-way elimination for the last 2 years. And I just said, screw it. We're doing it. It's going to be the real deal. 3 rounds. I want people to bust their asses. I want, now that this is on Powerbomb and people are finally tuning in and watching the stuff that we have, I want guys to have their moment to shine. And tournaments are the perfect way. Anyone on this show wrestling 3 times is good, and they deserve the opportunity to do it. So I'm super pumped.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, so check it out. September 2nd. If you're in the area, come. If not, it'll be on Powerbomb probably on September 4th. If I can get that done as soon as possible. So yeah, please check that out. But yeah, my stuff. Plug my stuff, prowrestlingtees.com/sheet-the-page. Instagram is @official_ego. Twitter is @officialego, no underscore, because they're different and I'm annoying like that. Powerbomb.tv, use promo code ALPHA and the number 1, no spaces, no dashes, ALPHA and the number 1. 20-day free trial. Check it out. That means you can watch everything that we've been talking about this entire podcast. For free, which is great.
All right. I am @Brent Brookhouse on Twitter. You can follow my writing at Cageside Seats, where I do a daily column in the mornings and sometimes special things like the Cody Rhodes interview that went up today. They are also the people who make this podcast possible, so they're the best. Go there.
They are.
Also, my new website, divingelbow.com, is up. It just went through extensive redesign because that's the kind of person I am. I launch it, and then a week later I need to redesign it because I don't like it, and I think it looks really pretty now. So go read that. I'm having some issues on the back end, but you don't see those. It still looks good. And beyond that, I think that's everything, and I think we're done. Please go rate and review this on iTunes, Stitcher, wherever you listen to it. It's a big help to us, and that's it, man.
Yeah, and follow along with our homework, our Powerbomb.tv homework.
Absolutely.
If you missed last week's episode, it was DJ Z versus Jody Fleisch, and that got thumbs up from Brent, and the other homework was Kobe Durst versus Heidi Lovelace, a.k.a. Ruby Riott, in the last Wrestler Standing match. Which one was better out of the 2?
Oh, the Durst Loveless match.
Boom. If you watch one, just watch that one. It was on a show called Matt Raps 2. Check it out, Powerbomb.tv. And then the homework for this coming week is Gregory Iron versus Ricky Shamepage in a dog collar match, as well as Eddie Kingston versus Kobe Durst. There's a search option on the website. Use it.
All right, and that'll do it for us this week. Hey, man, good luck getting rid of the burnout.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.